What up, Raffalitos? Welcome back to my channel. We are now in Wolford Avenue in Georgetown to check out this fire at the Critchlow Labour College. So this is the Critchlow Labour College. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Because there was another fire in Georgetown. Another fire. This time at this Critchlow Labour College. It's opposite the GITC. It's a trade school. It's another trade school on Wolford Avenue. Now, actually, Wolford Avenue is the street I describe as the one with the most schools. So if you look north, rather east, that's looking east. There are about, 6 schools in that direction, including St. Joseph's and North Georgetown and Stella Maris. And if you look west, there are another, 3 schools with the Technical Institute at the end of the street at Camp Street. But here, this was the Critchlow Labour College, and as you can see, there's a fire that destroyed the western side of the building. I can still smell the smoke. You can still see the smoke rising from the rubble. So the entire western section of the building has been destroyed by fire, which begs the question, why so many fires? Now, this is the 4th fire in Georgetown that destroyed a school building. This one, of course, is an adult learning center. Critchlow Labour College was actually for adults, but before this there was Christchurch Secondary School got destroyed by fire. There was the St. George's School, which got destroyed by fire. In fact, I was passing the building when it caught fire, so we were able to see that in real time. You search the archives, you'll see that St. George's School, the actual fire itself was caught live by me. And then there was Mays School, the Mays School in Sobrianville that got destroyed a few weeks ago by fire. And now this Critchlow Labour College. The question is why? Why are all these schools being destroyed by fire? And that is one of the questions we're trying to answer in this video. Now, people have asked or claimed that it is electrical in nature. A lot of these fires are electrical fires. This one, the building itself was not one of those old wooden buildings. It was in fact a concrete building. And so it should have been less flammable. It should have been less flammable than the typical wooden buildings here. Yeah. So these buildings in Georgetown are usually wooden buildings, but this one is a concrete building. In fact, this is the University of Excellence, the location of the University of Excellence Management and Business, which is another government effort to provide opportunities for continuing education, adult learning. I think it might be the home of the GOAL program, which is another program that is involved in some kind of scandal at this point. Scandal because a lot of the online courses that were being offered by GOAL have been discovered to be fake, and so gold might just be another way to steal money, which is what people are speculating on. So the number one concern is that it might be an electrical fire, but the number two concern is that it might be deliberate. These fires might be deliberately set by people who have some kind of bone to pick with these institutions, the government perhaps. But the speculation is that electrical fires are quite common because of the poor electricity supply and the poor electrical maintenance and very old electrical installations in these buildings. If that is the case, then you would think that priority would be to modernize, to renovate the electrical systems in these old buildings. You see there are lots of other old buildings. This is another school. This one I think is tutorial. Right, so there are lots of old buildings with old electrical systems. You would think the priority would be to renovate these electrical installations, make them new again, or update them, so that at least that aspect of fires being caused by electrical fixtures would be eliminated. But that doesn't seem to be happening. So you're getting more and more of these fires in Georgetown. And the issue about these buildings being set on fire by arson cannot be. Yeah, last night, yesterday. So, fact is that these buildings, they're a wooden building, well in this case a concrete building, should be and could be renovated to make sure that that one issue, the fire issue, could be eliminated. And there are lots of these buildings, and on this street particularly, for example, there are several schools. This one being trade school for vocational training. All of these buildings should be actively under electrical renovation to prevent this kind of fire, if the fire is being caused by electrical faults. The other issue, of course, is if there's an accelerant, then this usually indicates some kind of sabotage or arson. In that case, the fire department needs to mount the investigation and determine the cause of the fires. But apparently in this particular fire, there was a minister who interrupted and intervened while the fire was being managed or put out, and the result is that the fire chiefs were not able to provide instructions directly to the fire crew because the minister was interfering. This happens, apparently it's happened so often now that the fire chief is complaining that they're losing men as a result of these intrusions by the minister. So that is the issue here, because somebody's complaining about me filming here, so probably somebody in the ministry. But that is the issue. That's one of the issues here, that the fire chiefs are not being allowed to manage these fire investigations and actual putting the fire out, because the minister is intervening at critical points. So these are the issues, guys. But the fact is that proper fire investigation after the fire, after the fact, would determine the cause of these fires, and unless that and until that is done, we wouldn't know what is causing these fires, and they are so frequent that everybody is at risk. Everybody in a school or a public building is at risk because these fires are happening frequently, and if they are electrical fires, the problem is not being solved. But that's what's happening here, guys. This is Critchlow Labour College, now destroyed by fire. We're gonna have to wait to see what happens and whether there's more information forthcoming about the cause of the fire. But this is the latest fire in Georgia. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. In the comments below, tell me what you think about these fires. Schools being burned, 4 of them in the last, 3 or 4 years. And in fact, 5 if you count the North Georgetown multilateral school that was destroyed during the pandemic. But that's what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing country in the world. Later.